ClassicGameRoom.com.
Welcome to Classic Game Room, where you know I love my spaceship shooters, but how about one with a little octopus or a baby shooting lasers? The thing from Twin Bee. It must be Parodius on the Super Famicom, one of the best games ever. Most definitely, according to the internet, it's called GOKUJO Parodius, which I no doubt mispronounced, the third game in the awesome Parodius series. A side-scrolling spaceship shooter-style game which is essentially a parody of Gradius, with characters from a bunch of other Konami games like Twin Bee, who's actually one of the tougher spaceships to use. As you see on screen, Parodius is lively, colorful, and really fun. I love the music. It may play like a lot of other games, but stylistically it's quite different. In stark contrast to most other side-scrolling spaceship shooters, you're not diving through the bowels of some horrible creature or crawling through a dark spaceship wiping out creepy aliens. You're blowing up chickens and pirouetting panda bears. It's like a perpetual sugar high. Not only is GOKUJO Parodius incredibly likable and very Japanese, this is a Super Famicom release after all, but it's also a kick-ass game. Even when you're controlling the Vic Viper from Gradius instead of an octopus or little Dracula, the game is still wild, wacky, and really good. But don't mistake silly, goofy visuals, good humor, and marching band music for easy. Like most games in this genre, Parodius will hand you your own ass. Getting anywhere past the third level requires a lot of practice and mastery of at least one of the characters in the game. There's a lot of them to choose from, which is another one of its strengths, because for the most part they're all really different. Little Dracula has homing missiles, the baby shoots milk bottles. This thing does whatever this thing does. What is it? I don't know what that is. The weird-ass fish is probably my favorite, and each character has different upgrade paths. For a Super Famicom release, or, well, Super Nintendo as they're known in the West, the visuals are excellent. It's a bright, vibrant, colorful game, which does suffer from some serious slowdown when things really get busy. But, you know, in these games, sometimes that's quite welcome. What's that now? You've blown up again? Don't worry, you have several credits and numerous continues because you'll want to see where this game goes. It just keeps getting weirder, and that's part of why it's so good. There's also a two-player option if you have a friend who wants to play with you, which they will when they find out you have this, because it's awesome. My immediate favorite Super Famicom release was sent to the show by Osamu from Ibaraki, Japan. So a huge Classic Game Room shout-out. And thank you to Osamu, because this game is simply amazing. I can't recommend it highly enough, because it's such a breath of fresh air in a genre where a lot of games feel very similar. If you like Gradius, Life Force, Salamander, R-Type, or just about anything else that looks and plays like this, you'll like Parodius. Ah, my fish got blown up again. You see, that's where little Dracula's pretty good. Anyway, I foresee myself playing this game a lot, so a huge thank you to Osamu, and hopefully some of you listening can also pick up a copy of this one and enjoy it yourself. Just make sure to watch out for the giant hammers surrounded by evil bunny rabbits, that they can be tricky.
Thank you.